right, so this is going to be the section where you get comfortable and play with your brushes. So our first application is going to be a wet on dry application. Our brush is going to be wet, but our paper is dry. So I'm grabbing some clean water and the red paint. I'm just using a bright color. You can use any colors that you want. And I want you to just play with the brush. Play with the pressure of the brush. Light pressure is going to create a smaller line. More pressure creates a bit of a wider line. And again, just try to move the brush, find your comfort zone as you're holding it. Each time you hold the brush and you paint, your muscles get more comfortable with the process, with the pressure. So this is why it's really good to do this with every single brush that you have, so that way you can find what you like, your muscles can start getting comfortable with holding it, and it just is going to enhance your creative journey. So again, just try different brush strokes, try different ways of holding the brush, maybe hold it upside down, maybe hold it sideways. When we get into the other brushes, I'll switch over to a long skinny rigger brush in a moment, and that will be playing with the pressure. Then I'll switch over to a filbert, kind of a flat edge brush with a curved tip. And then there's square tipped brushes. I won't be using that today, but the filbert is similar to the square tip. So this is what we call the rigger brush. It's a long, skinny, pointy brush, and this is one where pressure really makes a difference. So you noticed where I put my pinky out, use that as a steady pivot point. I'm even resting my forearm against the edge of the table, play with that pressure. If you are shaky as you're doing this, exhale as you touch the brush to the canvas. Here, this is my filbert brush, and a filbert brush is similar to a square tipped brush. Square tip has got a flat edge, so nice and square, and then a filbert brush is a little bit wider with a curved edge. Now, if you're using the filbert or the square brush, try using the full width of the brush, and then also try using the skinny version of the brush. Again, you're just getting comfortable with holding this, the pressure, and even just learning to pick up the pigment from your palette. Now here, go ahead, switch over to other colors, overlap, same thing, try different brush strokes. Again, you're training your brain and just exposing it to all this information, so that way the next time that you do this, you're more comfortable and you can take these skills into your creative practice. So here I think I'm going to grab another color. I think we're going to throw some green on there. Again, just kind of play and have fun. You are an adult kindergartner, or you're a 5-year-old right now. And, I do teach quite a few adults, so giving them permission to play is rather important. All right, so our next step, we're going to try a wet on wet application. And what we're going to do is I am using the large brush. I'm going to clean it really good in that dirty water, and then I'm going to grab the clean water and I'm going to make a pile of water on my paper. And being very generous with the amount of water that I put on there. Then we're going to grab the color, and just by putting a dot, watch it grow. This is really fun, and it's a great way to kind of just play with your watercolors. Then grab another color, throw it on there, watch it grow, watch it bleed. You could do a little bit of blending if you want. Again, you're just playing and seeing what you can do with your tools. So I'm going to clean that brush really good in the dirty water, go back to the clean water. I'm going to make a new pile on the bottom of that page. And again, being very generous. And this one, I'm going to do a little bit more actual blending compared to just doing those little drops of color on the top one. So getting that first layer on there, and then I'll go back to the red and then actually do some physical blending. So this is a great place for you to just, again, play, take a look at what it looks like as you blend these two colors, play with that pressure of your brush. And the great thing about art is every time that you paint, you're learning something new and you're expanding your skills. So do this today. If you do it tomorrow, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable. If you do it the next day, you're going to be a little bit more comfortable. And that's kind of the nice thing about creativity, is you are constantly building on your skills and seeing your own evolution, your own creative growth. So this was a fun application. A lot of times people like to do the splatter. So it's really wet on the brush that I picked up the green, and then just using another brush to tap the end of it to get these little dots. And have some of those dots go on the dry part of the paper as well as the wet part, and just observe what it does. So great job today. I hope you guys had fun playing with watercolors, and I look forward to more of what we're going to be creating. Cheers.